never turn your back on a thief, for in an instant, you will find all of your valuable and rare equipment is stolen from you in the blink of an eye. Lashing out with dagger thrusts and dodging melee attacks in close quarters wasn't enough of a frustration. They can also charm enemies to their whims from a safe distance. With astonishing movement capabilities and higher than average speed stats, thieves can be built as superb duelists, though lacking in damage output and HP reserves compared to other classes. Hi, I'm Mikey from Final Fantasy Tactics Live Tournament, and today I have another episode in the Job Focus series. The goal of these videos is to crack open the hood on each class, present technical information in a simplified way, and help you make better choices when raising your squad. In today's Job Focus, we're going to do a deep dive into the Thief class, looking at their equipment choices, how their abilities work, and touch on how to manage their stats. Are you looking to include this subtle and persuasive harassing damage dealer to your PvP roster and want to know how best to balance them? Or are you figuring out just the right way to maximize your steals for story battles? If so, sharpen those knives, get those fingers extra sticky for a Thief Job Focus session. Living up to their namesake, a thief makes use of their steal abilities to weaken foes by removing their equipment right off their bodies, reducing max HP through stealing armor and hats, debilitating job classes that require weapons to function, or disrupting tanky enemies by removing their shields. Nothing is safe from the sleight of hand of a skillful thief. While a thief requires being in close quarters to their marks for successful pilfering, they do not excel in close quarter combat. Armed only with a knife and their wits, the speedy thief can be a squishy target if not taken care of properly. Luckily, the thief has speed on their side, and will need as much possible to not only do more damage, but also for better stealing successes. To unlock the thief, you will need a level 2 squire and a level 3 archer. A quick route for a quick unit that will provide great utility for your squad. Thieves cannot be overburdened by long flowing robes or heavy cumbersome swords and armor, instead relying on easily retrieved and easily concealed knives to inflict damage. We know from a previous Job Focus episode with a ninja that knives do damage based on an average of your speed and physical attack multiplied by weapon power. In order to bolster our puny attack power, we will need to rely on clothes to give us either speed or physical attack boosts. As we will see with our steal abilities later, having higher speed will definitely benefit us here. For an accessory, the choice between extra physical attack, speed and movement, or a little evasion is entirely up to you, as all are good candidates. I am a fan of Brigand's Glove myself for the +1 speed and haste, and Imperial Armband for the +1 speed and immunity to slow, stop, and immobilize. Let's now take a closer look at the primary ability set for the thief, Steal, because the success rate for each individual ability varies. But there are some overarching modifiers that will increase the success rate of all your steals. First off, you get a boost to your steals by having a higher speed stat for all abilities besides Steel Heart. Second, you get better steals if you are a monk. This bizarre interaction does not seem very intuitive, but having martial arts makes you better able to pilfer because of your barehandedness. Third and fourth are attack boost and concentration support skills, adding to your steal success. Attack boost does give you a better success rate, but then you have to factor the target's evade percentage, whereas concentration loses out on that initial modifier, but ignores the target's physical evasion. Now we can get into the individual steals for better clarity, starting with Steel Heart. Unlike other primary abilities, this skill relies on your magic attack power. As we will see from the Thief's class stats, this is immediately hampered by a reduction in this field. So pumping up your magic attack will make up for this deficit. Also to note, this ability is not affected by evasion. Now onto the rest of the abilities that are affected by your speed. And starting with the basic Steel Gill.
The success rate for Steal Gil is your modified speed plus 200.
The amount stolen depends on your level and your speed stat. For measly 10 job points, you may as well pick it up. For stealing helmets, armor, shields, weapons, and accessories, the formula is the same as stealing Gil, only with much lower odds by default. Along with stealing Gil, all of these are affected by the target's evasion, so best to attempt your thievery from behind. Steal experience, on the other hand, cannot be evaded. The amount of experience stolen is your speed plus 5. Keep in mind you will gain normal experience on top of this should you be successful, so not a bad way to level up more rapidly, though not a high priority skill to pick up. For reaction skills, the thief can learn Sticky Fingers, which allows you to catch thrown weapons. Not a wildly useful skill, but has its purposes, such as catching high-level items thrown by ninja in the passages of Midlight Deeps. Gil Snapper converts the damage your thief takes into Gil. Talk about finding the silver lining in a bad situation. Vigilance sets your thief into a defend state when they take damage. Defend from the Squire support skill doubles your evasion rate while you are in the stance, which can be very useful when compounded with a thief's already high evasion rate, as we will see soon.
Poach is the thieves' only support skill and activates upon killing a monster. Take this hide to any poacher's den and you can buy an item depending on what kind of monster you killed. Some items can only be acquired through poaching, so make sure you grab this when you're trying to get absolutely everything in the game.
At last, we come to the 2 movement abilities, which are both interesting investments. We have Jump plus 2, which would be great with an archer, and then one of the best early game movement abilities, Move plus 2. Move plus 2 is a stupendous ability that should be prioritized for all your melee fighters. Should even be a consideration for your casters. I highly suggest picking up this ability before you change jobs and proceed on the character's journey. Up until this point in the story, we have probably been getting used to the standard 3 move and jump. So when you see the thief coming at you with 4 move and 4 jump, well, your excitement is understandable. In addition, thieves have a humongous 25% class evasion rate. That's like a free accessory, well, without the rear coverage, of course. Clearly, this is a job built for quick and deadly surgical strikes at the enemy's weak points. When we take a look at our class stats, our picture starts to dim a little bit, and our dreams of a melee powerhouse start to dissipate. You are looking at 90% total HP, big 50% penalty to your MP. You retain 100% of your physical attack, luckily, while keeping 60% of your magic attack. And lo and behold, 110% of your speed stat. Moving over to the growth stats for the thief, we aren't super excited here either. HP growth is fine, actually. MP growth is awful. Physical attack, not bad, but definitely not good. Magic attack is standard, but speed, we get a little bit of extra growth. And that's unusual for sure. And besides the Ninja and True Onion Knight, the only job with higher speed growth than standard. While a bit wimpy and with undesirable growth stats, the thief at least benefits from some speed growth, which will aid in their abilities and be a welcome stat to increase as you level. While not a straightforward, close combat specialist like Knights or Ninja, the thief plays an important role in disruption while able to survive threats with their naturally high evasion. Besides Steel Heart, your speed plays a primary role in determining the success of your steal commands. Steel Heart uses your magic attack as a factor in the success of that skill. Having a monk as your primary job also increases the chances of stealing, though ultimately, having a higher speed stat should be the focus. Thieves should look to equip anything that will boost their speed, which will in turn increase the damage of their knives and the success rate of steals. Besides, whichever primary abilities suit your playstyle, Move plus 2 is a skill that should be a high priority to learn as it transitions well to nearly every other job class. Thief stats aren't particularly strong besides speed, which has a slight improvement on their growth stat compared to the standard amount given to nearly every other class. This concludes this episode of the Job Focus series with The Thief. Shoutouts to all the viewers who are responding to the series with positive feedback and suggestions for future episodes. Thank you all so much. It truly means a lot to me to read all of these. These videos take a bit of work to set up and capture, and I want to ensure that they all meet a standard of quality before releasing. If you're waiting for your favorite job to come up, I assure you it's on the way, and I appreciate your patience. And just a reminder, if you aren't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's not just to alert you when a video goes live, although that is cool. It helps put these videos in front of new viewers who may not know about the game at all, or about Tactics multiplayer. And as the channel grows and more players start interacting, getting rendezvous and melee matches in with each other for the first time, you can actually point to yourself and take credit. Because without you, the amazing viewers who subscribe and spread the word, that dream would have never come true. You did that. So thank you, those who want to see the community grow around this awesome game we all still enjoy over 2 decades later, and for throwing out the likes and commenting, subscribing to the channel and others like this. We're all in this together, and I certainly couldn't do this without your help. This is Mikey from Final Fantasy Tactics Live Tournament signing off. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, be well everyone.